Good morning, and welcome to First Universalist Society in Franklin. I'm Allison Flanagan. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm a member of the worship committee. As we gather this morning, I hope you find solace and rest, rejuvenation and peace, a moment of peace and the strength to carry on. Wherever you've been this week, whether your heart is light or heavy, whoever you are, whoever you love, be present and welcome. If you're visiting with us this morning, hi. We're really glad you're here. Please take a moment to sign the guest book out in the foyer or the virtual guest book on Zoom. After the service, there'll be snacks and coffee out in Fellowship Cafe, or if you're on Zoom, please stay and chat a while. If you would like a quieter place, there is a quiet room down in the religious education wing. Now, let's join our hearts and minds together as we gather for worship. Each Sunday morning, we share in a centering ritual with Unitarian Universalists around the world, the lighting of a chalice. As Peggy lights the chalice, hear these words of Amy G.S.A. Brooks. Even as the days grow shorter and our homes shrink smaller and our wicks burn lower and our will to endure flickers, we light this chalice to kindle the flame of warmth as a reminder of the connection that draws us into a community that opens us up in gratitude for the breath in our lungs and the love in our hearts, for the gift of this day alive. And please remain seated as we sing the unison affirmation, which can be found in the order of service, which it looks like you all just got, or the front cover of the gray hymnal.
Good morning. I'm Rev Bev, minister here at First Universalist Society in Franklin. My pronouns are she, her, and I am delighted that you are here. You have chosen a great Sunday to join us. If this is your first visit to FUSF, you are in for a real treat, because the religious education children and youth, with a few adults as support, are going to be presenting the candle shop. So welcome to all of you. It is a good morning to be together. Our call to worship this morning is a musical one. I invite you, I hope you all picked up a gray hymnal on your way in, even though there weren't orders of service. Is anybody going to come up here and join me, Sarah? Like maybe the children? Would the children want to come up here and do the musical call to worship with me up here? I think you want to. Come on up. So the musical call to worship is number 235 in the gray hymnal. It is Deck the Halls, and I invite you to rise as you are able. It was a blustery day as the candles bumped along in their boxes on the way to their destination. All the candles had come from different places, and they were on their way to a holiday shop named Holidays. It was December, and they were eager to find out where they might end up. Soon, the bumpy ride was over, and they could hear voices outside. Up in the air, they felt their boxes rise as they were being carried indoors. A chill breeze through the drafty crack in their boxes, and as they peeked out, they realized that it was cold and it was dark outside. One by one, they were carried into the shop and taken out of their boxes and put on a shelf.
First came Mac, a majestic blue candle with a golden Star of David. In his box were 7 friends, all similar to Mac. Next was Nat, a lovely green candle who had swirls of red and white ribbon around her midsection. Then came Omaja, a strong black candle who also had friends in his box, 3 red and 3 green candle friends. Last was Uni, a brilliant white candle who stood proudly in a bowl of sorts. Her bowl stood on a pedestal and had a wide brim. The candles all blinked their eyes against the light of the shop. Everywhere they looked, they saw delightful things. There were trees, dishes, and candelabras. There were other lights too, much brighter and more colorful than the candles, but each candle thought smugly, "Those lights are big and bright, but not nearly as warm and gentle as I am." There were trees, wines, and many different kinds of foods, including yummy-looking potato pancakes, vegetables, fruits, and candies. There were baskets, weavings, and tinsel. It was all a little too much to behold, and the store hadn't even opened yet. Soon there would be the hustle and bustle of customers coming to holiday shop to pick out their items for their celebrations. But for now, the candles stood silently, basking in the glow of all the excitement.
I invite you now into the spirit of meditation. And because that musical call to worship worked so well, I'm going to invite the children and adult choirs to provide a musical meditation for you. feel the need to say something here for those who are visiting with us. It is our tradition to not applaud for musical pieces during our worship service because this is a worship service and this is their gift to you and their ministry to you. So I know that felt awkward for a few of you that nobody was applauding, but that is why. We are all aware that you appreciate all that goes on from up here. So I felt the awkwardness and I felt the need to say something there. Meanwhile, back to our story. Now where were we? Where exactly were we? I know where we were. So the candles were standing silently, basking in the glow of all the excitement around them. And as the candles adjusted to the excitement, stand next to your candle, please. Who's got the microphone? Who's got the microphone? This is one of those no rehearsal kind of things.
Testing.
As the candles adjusted to the excitement, they soon realized that they were not alone. As they looked around, they were shocked to see that they were sharing a shelf with other candles. And not just other candles, but candles that were different from them.
I have only ever seen blue candles. I didn't know candles could have so many colors.
Or so many different sizes.
Or with so many different decorations.
They stared at each other for a while until one of them had the nerve to speak up.
I'm Uni. What's your name? I'm Umoja.
I'm Nat. I'm Mac. Nice to meet you. Happy Hanukkah. Hanukkah? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a Christmas candle. I'm lit in honor of the birth of Jesus. Merry Christmas.
Christmas, Hanukkah. I'm a Kwanzaa candle. I'm the first candle in celebration of the African culture and community. Habari Ghani.
The candles realized suddenly that they had nothing in common. They didn't even understand what the others were talking about. They were using strange words, and they were all strange colors. What kind of weird shop were they brought to after all?
Another break in the action. Our introduction to the offering today will be given by Magnolia.
Good morning. My name is Magnolia Harder, and my pronouns are she, her. FUSF is a large, supportive community filled with bright, creative, and generous individuals with a united purpose to make the world a better place. In RE, even when working with the younger kids, I have seen a wide variety of kindness and family, whether it's from a kid simply giving someone a hug when they're having a hard day, to us older kids putting our heads together to make our community even better. Through working and growing with these people in this community, I've seen so many wonderful things, such as all of the older kids banding together to make visitor parking signs, to us selling lemonade during Chow's Camp in order to raise money for the Franklin Food Pantry in the Medfield Animal Shelter. None of these opportunities to help the community would be possible without all of the lovely people standing here today, who generously donate money to the church and keep it running. In order to continue this youth work at FUSF, I invite you to make a contribution this morning when the offering plates are passed. If you are visiting with us this morning, please let the plate pass you by. Your presence is your gift. Our offering will now be gratefully received.
The candles all sat there on the shelf, wondering what kind of a place they were in. They were feeling a little disappointed and lonely, even amid all the tinsel and sweet-smelling food, until Nat spoke up first.
It seems we were misshelved. I am a Christmas candle, and I belong with Christmas decorations. You are all are obviously not Christmas decorations.
What makes you say that? Tell us what you mean by Christmas.
Nat explained to the other candles that Christmas is a holiday to celebrate the birth of the baby Jesus, who is called Christ. Their name, Nat, is short for nativity, a word that refers to Jesus' holy birth. When he was born, they say there was a giant star in the sky to light the way to his birthplace. His parents were poor and had nowhere to stay, so he was born in a manger in a barn. People light candles today in honor of that big light in the sky on that cold winter night many, many years ago. Christmas is a celebration in the honor of memory and in the honor of the beautiful gift that Jesus brought, love.
I am also a candle in honor of a holiday that remembers an important time many years ago, just like you, Nat.
Maybe we weren't misshelved after all. We are all in honor of holidays. Tell us your holiday, Mac.
Emily, come up here, please.
Mac explained to the other candles that many centuries ago, long before the birth of Jesus, the Jews had a very special temple in honor of their God. But an army invaded, and the ruler of the army insisted that instead of worshipping their one God, the Jews should be worshipping the many gods of the ruler's people. It was a scary time for them. But there was a group of Jews who were determined to rid the temple of the army and all the statues. They were called Maccabees, which is where the candle got their name. The Maccabees defeated the army and rededicated the temple to their God. They wanted to burn oil in a lamp, but they only had enough oil left for one night. They lit the lamp, and a miracle happened. The oil lasted for 8 nights, which gave them enough time to rededicate the temple. So now Jewish people celebrate Hanukkah by lighting candles each night for 8 nights to remember that time.
What about you, Umoja? Are you a candle to celebrate an event from centuries ago?
Not exactly, but the holiday I represent is in honor of an entire culture. I represent Kwanzaa, the celebration of African culture in many places around the world.
How can African culture be in so many countries?
Umoja explained to the other candles that African people came to America and some other countries, often sadly because they were enslaved by other people. In the 1960s, the descendants of these people were trying to reclaim their African culture as it had been denied them for generations, and they created a 7-day celebration in honor of the Ngu Zozaba, or the 7 principles. Each night of Kwanzaa, we celebrate one of the principles. The first night is a black candle for unity, or umoja. The next 6 nights are 3 red candles and 3 green ones that stand for the other 6 principles. Eating traditional African foods and remembering the strong history of the African people over the centuries and still today are also important to the celebration of Kwanzaa.
I get it. We're all candles that help people celebrate their different winter holidays, but I don't understand. Why don't you all have a chalice to sit in?
Uni looked embarrassed. How could they not know what a chalice was?
That is a chalice. A chalice is like a bowl or a cup that's used in a lot of different religious traditions. But in my tradition, a flame is used inside a chalice, often held by a lamp or a candle, like me.
I sit in a canara, a candle holder.
I sit in a menorah.
Wait, Uni, what is your tradition? I'm a Unitarian Universalist. That's where my name comes from.
But what's a Unitarian Universalist? And why do you need a candle in what's it called, a chalice?
Well, Unitarians and Universalists used to be 2 separate religions. They both had Christian ideas. Cool, I'm Christian too.
Uni continued to explain that Unitarians and Universalists started with Christian ideas, and then they got together in 1961 and formed a new combined religion, one guided by principles, not specific beliefs. The flaming chalice symbolizes the freedom to search for your own truth and meaning, like a beacon in the darkness. As UUs, we don't have one holiday that is officially just ours, but since we come from Christian religions, many of us celebrate Christmas, but more as a holiday of love and giving and goodwill towards all people. And some of us grew up Jewish, so we also celebrate Hanukkah. So you see, Unitarian Universalists have a lot in common with all of you.
And now it's time for a hymn. This hymn comes from the Kwanzaa tradition. It is number 147 in your, I'd love for the candles to stay up here and sing. I'd love for you to bring some hymnals with you. It's number 147, When All the Peoples of the Earth, please rise as you are able. Please be seated. Not you, candles. Sorry.
The candles on the shelf had enjoyed sharing their stories with one another, explaining their identities and their purposes. They had hardly realized that the store had opened. Music was playing over the loudspeaker, and customers were browsing all the goods. The candles hardly noticed because they were so excited about their newfound commonalities.
Yes, we do share things in common.
And one thing we all have in common is simple. We're all candles.
It seems that no matter what people believe around this time of year, they all agree on the importance of light and warmth.
The words, symbols, foods, songs, and even beliefs that might be different for each holiday. But you're right, it seems like light is important to all of them.
Just then, a warm voice spoke to them from across the aisle. They hadn't noticed her before, but she was a large brown log wrapped in holly and berries.
Yes, little lights, with all the darkness and all the cold, people must feel like it's really important to remember that the cold doesn't last and the light will come back, like it always does in the springtime. I'm Yule, one of the oldest symbols of them all, and I am burned each year to celebrate this time that we all share. It's called the winter solstice.
I think I've heard of that. It's the darkest, shortest day of the year, and after that, the days start getting longer again as the light starts to return.
For thousands of years, people have celebrated this transition and built monuments in its honor. Over the years, different traditions came about and different beliefs popped up too.
But through all those differences, one thing remains the same. Light.
Yes, the importance of light has remained the same, but it is even more important to remember that the light we bring is symbolic. No, we are real, but we stand for something even more real. We stand for the light of love, courage, community, and truth. We stand for the light that each human carries around in his or her heart. We remind them to shine that light, especially in this dark season.
Perhaps that day, our candle friends all went to loving homes where they help people celebrate their different winter traditions. And perhaps deep in their hearts, some of them may have still believed that theirs was the true holiday, the correct one or the better one. But because they found themselves together for a period of time, and because they were curious and willing to listen to one another, they learned the importance of their common symbolic function, light. As we celebrate this season, may we be reminded of the age-old fear of darkness, the age-old desire to overcome the darkness with light, and the meaning we can create from that metaphor. We no longer fear that the sun will not return, but what other darkness can we find in our world? What darkness can we illuminate with the light of love, hope, and justice? Where do we find people who need a listening ear, a gentle hug, or a smiling face? This season of darkness and cold exposes those needs greater than in any other season. And I am grateful for our human desire to fight that darkness with light and with warmth. And now we have one last hymn. Get your hymnals and come on back up. This is the joy of not rehearsing. They're actually listening to me. Our final hymn is in honor of Hanukkah. It is number 221 in your gray hymnal, Light One Candle. Please rise as you are able. everyone can please be seated now. Striving to be people of light and of hope, let us be that light. Let us be compassion. Let us be peace. Let us be all of those things that our world needs. Now please join me in our farewell song, which we do standing up. The words are in your order of service, and I invite you to sing these words to one another. We extinguish the flame in our chalice, but not what it represents. The light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and share them out in the world. Our worship has ended. Our service to a dark and hurting world continues on. My friends, go with love. Go surrounded by peace. I'd like to invite the candles and the speakers and the children's choir and the Yule all to come up. And I know you want to do this, so let's show our appreciation. And the clarinet players, if you're not already up here. The end.